you see
Okay, I
us?
think it's recording.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I am in Dallas, and I'm at a medical appointment, so I may get us started, and I might have to jump off, but we'll call the meeting to order. And just to remind you of the purpose of the Nacogdoches Convention and Visitors Bureau, um, it is to promote, market, and sell convention and tourism-related business in the Nacogdoches area, to further the promotion of tourism and publicity for the area, and to promote Nacogdoches as a tourism destination throughout the state, region, nationally, and internationally. And the CVB Board of Directors is the governing body of the CVB, setting policies, goals, and objectives. So we're also responsible for hiring the CVB Executive Director. So just wanted to put that out there. And now, if you would take a moment to review your minutes that were provided in your board packet. Once you do that, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Alex has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Larry is seconded, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Okay, they've been approved, and we're going to hear the financials from Cheryl.
Okay, well. Y'all should have 4 pages in your packet about this. The first 2 are just our standard financial statements showing bank balances and our expenses for May. I'll be glad to answer any questions on those. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. I want to mention that the CD at Citizens Bank will be up this month. And it is also at a low interest rate like the other one was. And I would like permission to, it's about 22,000, a little over 22,000. Take some out of our regular checking and make that one 50,000, and then call 3 or 4 banks and get the best rate we can at the time that it the time that it rolls over. I think it's the 25th. And at this point, I guess, Shay, I'll put you and me on it without Sherry here, unless you think
Okay.
we need to have another one.
So, Cheryl, do we need a motion to move the amount of money to make $50,000 over to the new CD?
I don't know about if we need to vote on it or not. I wanted to just inform everybody that that was my best judgment on this. If y'all would like to, give me direction one way or another.
Is there, I think we discussed this at our last meeting, but
Right.
is there any discussion among the board?
No, I think since it's a recommendation from Cheryl, we just need a vote, yea or nay.
Okay, so do I have a motion to move money from our checking account to increase the value of a new CD that will be opening using one that we're closing to $50,000?
So moved.
Thank you, Larry. And a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion carries. And then,
I think I'll also, I might ask for 18 months on that one, because our other one is a 12-month one, and that would stagger them a little more. I don't see us needing to get into it. The other thing is, both of our bank balances are kind of increasing since we cut down our expenses quite a bit during COVID. We've kind of kept with that, and we are building up balances. I hate to do a whole lot with it now. We have a lot of unknowns out there with we don't know what it's going to cost to get a director and how long it's going to take, and any big expenditures we might want the director to have input on. So
right.
I guess we'll just sit on it for now. One of the other pages I put on here was the budget as we discussed last time. I just updated it with the changes that Ashley's college, whatever travel college thing is included in that, and I can't remember what other changes. It was very minor stuff, just to make the budget balance. And as Shay mentioned, I don't know how accurate this is. We obviously are getting more hot tax than what Pam says should be our budget. So, I'm not sure that that's part's right, but for sure the expenses without a director for how many ever months we're gonna be doing that is gonna change payroll numbers. So, again, this is so many unknowns. We have to fly with something, I guess, but we may be coming back in the fall and say we need to revamp this budget, depending on, just kind of a warning, because I can't think of anything else to do with this, unless y'all have any suggestions of how to change it.
I
The only-
appreciate that, Cheryl.
The only other thing I have is the fourth page was an expense reimbursement report. We ran into a case of someone requesting a reimbursement for something. It's not a big deal, it was under $100, but it made me aware that we don't really have a policy for this, and I contacted the city and got their policy, and I pretty much incorporated everything into this form. It states on here that you cannot be reimbursed for alcohol, that you should be charging mileage to things as opposed to filling your gas tank and turning in a fuel receipt, because both of those things happened. And I think, I just want y'all to be aware, I just think we should be following. It's not just city policy, this is actually, in private business, when we did work for TxDOT, this is government. This is government tax dollars, and you have to be prudent with government tax dollars. And I just wanted y'all to see that it was there in case it ever comes up. Any questions from anybody?
No, I think this is good to have. I mean, pretty much every government entity, like you said, has one of these, so. Do we need to
I
vote
agree.
on the expense reimbursement?
I don't know.
I would say no.
I don't think so.
Okay, just making
Just
sure.
a policy, I just wanted y'all to be aware of in case if
Okay.
anything ever came up.
And we'll vote on the budget at the July meeting, so they can have that ready to go. And like Cheryl said, we may need to adjust it, but we can vote on it then.
We may vote on it the way it is and then wing it later, because
Right.
I'm not sure what to change on it. We got too many unknowns right now to really make any serious changes, so.
Okay, well, thank you, Cheryl. And then we'll move on to hearing our Blueberry report with Ashley.
So not much to report. The Blueberry Festival was a success and made it through despite an overlooming cloud that I kept hearing about. I actually was not here. Please don't tell anybody. I figured everyone would be really mad at me. But Shelby and Mike held down the fort, and our intern, also named Alex. And so they said that before 10 a.m. there had already been 100 people, or was it before 9 a.m.? Before 9 a.m. There's already 100 people in, and it was not as bad as years past bathroom-wise, and they think that might be because of the new bathroom in Festival Park, or also because the Blueberry Festival did not list us as an official bathroom. And just the history on that is that it has been extremely difficult to keep up with. As y'all can imagine, thousands and thousands of people coming in, Mike running between bathrooms and putting in toilet paper, so we were really happy that this year it wasn't as bad. And also the Blueberry Festival volunteers came in and cleaned up the bathroom afterwards. I believe I got that right? I'm asking them because, like I said, I was not here, but
Felicia did, and
Felicia with the City of Nacogdoches. So huge thanks to City of Nac and the Parks Department and the Blueberry Festival Planning Committee for making it a little easier on us this year. So that concludes my report. We don't have any numbers right now. It's just too soon after the Blueberry Festival, but we're going to try to run some economic impact reports and just get an idea of how much direct traveler spending we had, and hopefully we'll be able to report that to y'all next month.
Thank you, Ashley. Okay, our next item is a search committee update for our executive director. And I need to let you know that I have appointed Larry and Wanda to be, and myself to be on the search committee. And right now what we're doing, we've received the job description from the city, and we're looking through that to make sure that's still viable. I think it was updated in October of 2022. I think that looks pretty good with just maybe just a little few word verbiage tweaks. And then I've met with Benita Hall at the city, the HR director, and have got the process down for when we're ready to post it, which should be in the next week or so, I'm hopeful. So we're going to be, the city automatically advertises the posting through Indeed and then the Texas Municipal League, and then we'll also put it on TACBB website and the Texas Travel Alliance website in their job board. So I think we'll have, we're gonna do this without a search firm to start and then see how it goes. But I'm hopeful, and that's about all I have on the search. It's not live yet, but we're hoping to get it live soon. Are there any questions about that?
No.
All right, well, thank you. Okay, we're gonna move into our interim executive director report.
I'm back. So pretty much all that's been happening lately is just trying to get acquainted with Sherry's emails and files and things like that, just see if there's anything that I really needed to tie up. Fortunately, there hasn't been a whole lot, but unfortunately, this past Monday, Sherry's computer just decided to die. Like, not come back from death die. So that was a bit scary, and fortunately a lot of things were saved in her email, and also fortunately we had a spare computer. We had some support hours with Nackspace, so they came out today and were able to retrieve the files from her desktop, but she was not able to retrieve like the software, so I'm having to go in through Sherry's emails and cancel subscriptions and put them on. It's actually kind of like a not so bad thing, but basically we're combining a lot of subscriptions that we had. It's something that has been needed to be done for a while, since we had kind of shifted responsibilities and things like that. So silver lining, but yeah, we're making it through that. And we did have one person submit their resume already for Sherry's position, despite it not even being listed. So as those come in, I will collect them and send them to the hiring committee, Shay, Wanda, and Larry. And other than that, we've just been operating as usual, and still working with our partners at the chamber and at the city, and just trying to keep our head down and keep our work going. Any questions for me?
Do you have a backup for that computer?
No. We have an external hard drive that was not in use, and from now on, it definitely will be in use. All right, thank y'all.
Well, actually, there was a short-term rental update on here, or is there not one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Update, not update. So,
Got it, okay.
And I know that y'all have burning questions about this, and it's something we're working towards. We tried to get a meeting with Pam and Keith this past week, and we just weren't able to find time on all of our schedules for it. I did do some research on my own and found that it seems most cities are the ones that are enforcing the tax on short-term rentals. It was so interesting. On the day that I was doing research, we had someone from the city of Canyon, a very small city up in the Panhandle, contact us because we were listed on Rentalscape's website as a reference, and they wanted to know how we were enjoying Rentalscape. And I was like, we're enjoying the software. It does what it's supposed to do, and the company does what they said they would do. I was like, however, we're not enjoying the benefits yet. And I explained to them a little bit of our situation, and I was like, but there's just a little bit of confusion, and we're kind of, at a stalemate of who is the person or who is the entity that is to go after the taxes from the short-term rentals. And I was like, my advice is just figure that out before you spend the money to get the software. And he said, oh, well, that's easy. I'm the assistant city manager. We don't have a CVB, so I'm the one who's going to be sending out the letters and enforcing it. And I was like, oh, lucky you. So yeah, we don't really have an update other than that we're doing research. I did post in the TACBB think tank. That's the Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus. And I kind of got some responses from other CVBs that they're in a similar boat, that there's confusion. There's a lot of cities that are looking into imposing restrictions on short-term rentals. So this kind of gets wrapped up in that. So we just have to continue speaking with the city and figuring out our protocol of how we want to do this and who gets to be the bad guy. So unfortunately, update, but no update.
Well, I think everyone agrees the city is the taxing agency, correct?
I believe here, well, yes, in general,
I
but,
mean here.
right.
So if that's out of the way, that everybody agrees they're the taxing agency, because we have no legitimate authority to tax anybody. The next question is the city reluctant to collect that tax?
I have not been in any of those meetings, so I'm not able to answer that. I don't know if Shay, were you able to get anything out of that?
No, I don't think that they're reluctant to do that. I think we're just needing to get a better plan in place. So I don't think there's a reluctance.
What is at this point keeping us from having a plan?
Well, currently it's the lack of an executive director, but I think that once that person's seated, and it might have to do with the lack of city manager as well. I think there's just a whole lot of open holes in the city, and everyone's kind of like afraid to make a move because new leadership will come in and possibly change it anyway.
The executive director of the CVB would not be soliciting the taxes from anyone.
No, but they would be the contact person, the one that is knowledgeable of the rules and regulations and the taxing authority. I mean, I'm happy to do the research and be able to answer those questions, but at this moment, I'm not able to.
Do we know when, I know, I did read in the newspaper, they're gonna look internally for a city manager. Have they started that process?
They have, yes.
Have we had any interest in one?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm not saying that no applications have been submitted, but I haven't heard an update on if they've even gotten enough to interview yet.
Shay, since you've been in these meetings, how would you characterize where we are?
I think where we are is determining who is going to send out the remittance letters. That's
Okay.
maybe been the sticking point.
Who
And
sends
so
out-
now that we've identified, we've provided the identification of who are these short-term rental owners are. Now we've got to, we need to come to an agreement with the city on who sends out the remittance letters and what triggers that.
Who
So
sends out those
that's where we
letters?
stand.
Who sends out those letters for the hot tax?
I don't know the answer to that, Larry. I'm guessing it's the city, but I don't know.
Well, it's not the
haven't
CVB, that's for
discerned
sure.
that.
I didn't hear what you said, what?
It's not the CVB that sends out
Oh,
those
no,
letters.
right.
The
I wouldn't
state
think so.
sends out the letter for the hot tax?
Well, I don't know that they send out letters. I think when the hotel is built, they just know they gotta do it.
So
If you're-
they just
if you're talking-
voluntarily submit, but when they're behind, which often happens.
The city attorney does send out.
Okay, the city attorney sends it out.
Which we don't have anymore either.
Well, but we'll get one at some point.
And
So I guess one question
on
I,
the city manager, I don't think it's been posted yet. They were finalizing how it was gonna be posted at the city council meeting last night, so.
Oh,
Gotcha.
would it help anything to schedule folks from the city to come to one of our meetings and talk to us about this?
That might be a good plan. I know we were hoping to meet with Pam and Keith, but it didn't happen. But I'd like to have that happen before our next July board meeting, and it'd be nice to have them talk through all of the hot tax, not just the short-term rental hot tax, but the other lodging establishments. So that's a good idea. And I would just point out, if Cheryl, if you're speaking, you might want to speak into a mic, because I don't know that everybody online can hear.
Oh,
I was gonna just insert, Pam and Heath,
you mean their titles are, because I don't know that everybody knows.
Sorry, interim city manager and the city finance director.
I mean, I knew Pam, but I wasn't sure, yeah.
Keith.
Keith, I thought it was, you said Keith, okay.
I think maybe if they were here talking to us, one thing, it does put them on a record.
I'd be
I would
happy to
think it's
set
a
up at
matter
least.
of the- Oh, go ahead. Ashley.
I was just gonna say I'd be happy to set it up, so that maybe one of them could come speak. I'm not sure what their schedules are like, for next month, but I'll definitely start that communication.
Cool. Thanks, Ashley.
I'll make sure to put cool in the middle.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna have to sign off, so I know we still have some, reports, but I'll let those reports, continue without me, and thank you all for your patience with me being out of town today, I really appreciate it, so, and thank you for being here, and we'll definitely try to get, some movement on that, so, thanks a lot, everyone. And we'll continue the meeting just without me.
Bye, Shay. Thank you, Shay.
I think I'm next. Hello. We have our second Knack Snack this Saturday. We're playing Monsters Inc. I changed it because Cheryl told me. What did I say? Knack Snack. I meant Knack at Night. Sorry. Cheryl told me SFA was doing Incredibles 2. Also, they were doing Incredibles also. And I wanted a different movie. SFA's dance team reached out to me saying that they have 60 people interested in coming to the movie and that they would want to be there for us. So that's fun for us because we are hoping to use this for a TACVB submission. What is
Idea fair submission.
that one? I hope we're still recording. It's still on.
Okay.
My mic went dead. No, it didn't. So it'll be a good picture opportunity for us as well with that many people there. Knack Snacks have been going good. We have one next Friday on the 23rd. Mama C's and Waffles with a Twist and White Farmhouse will be there. 2 of our trucks have canceled, so I've been reaching out to other ones to see if they can replace that. Along with Blueberry, there was a archaeologist conference. I don't know the actual name of it, here as well at the Expo Center. Dr. Jackson came in multiple times, and we've given him some of our basic brochures and the walking tour and some little bags of our information. So all of those people have gotten that from us. And then you got the luncheon volunteer thing today. And then I've taken over the permit committee. Responsibilities Sherry and Joanna previously held, so I've been doing that, and yes, that is it.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelby. Mike?
Okay, business as usual at the Visitor Center. In May, we had over about 1,000 people come through. And as we reported, we've gotten through Blueberry Festival another year, and it was very successful. Dr. Jackson did bring about 30 people in yesterday from that archaeological group to
Yeah, we
tour
had
the
a couple
building.
in Sunday, and in
Yes.
fact, I sold one a T-shirt for the Blueberry Festival because they were still in there. I'm like, I don't see
Oh,
why
great,
not. So-
yeah.
And then they were gonna come back next year, so.
Great, yeah. Well, everybody, as we know, loves Nacogdoches, and it's an easy sale. I'm a salesman, and it's an easy sale, so that's all I have.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
And just to, follow up on this volunteer luncheon, I just wanted to invite you all. You are considered volunteers for your service on the board, whether you volunteer in the visitor center with us or not. We'd love to have y'all there and also to meet our volunteers. These used to be, I believe, an annual or possibly even semi-annual event, and because of COVID, we kind of weren't able to do one in the past years, but we officially want to bring that back, and we really need to thank our volunteers because they are there every weekend, and when they're not, Mike has to work, so we really like our volunteers so Mike doesn't have to work. So that's going to be Thursday, July 6th at 11:30 a.m. It'll be about an hour, hour and a half. Shelby and I will actually be cooking for you. We're going to be making chicken spaghetti, and please don't tell us. And we'll try to make sure that there's refreshments and sides that everyone can enjoy if you have eating restrictions. But please let us know either by email. You can email any of us or give us a call and let us know you're coming so we can get an accurate count. But thank y'all so much, and we hope to see you there.
But Ashley, just real quick on that, so is that anybody in the past couple years that have volunteered?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Who's in charge of both Damon and Shay aren't here?
think I
I
am.
think you are, Wanda. If you have, you're welcome to get a motion for adjournment.
Here you go.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I would move that we adjourned.
Second.
So moved.
There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome.